Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wembley Stadium for this media conference to confirm the England squad for forthcoming internationals with Uruguay and Japan. We'll open up to the floor shortly, in which case, as ever, it'll be 2 questions per person. If we do have time, we'll come back to you. But before we take questions, Thomas will begin with an opening statement.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy and excited to be back. Maybe, yeah, I'm happy also, even more happy, more excited to be back soon on the pitch, to have my players back and have 2 matches before we finally go to the World Cup. I think it's a moment in March to acknowledge that the March camp is a bit of a unique camp in itself. I think the reality of it is that we are qualified. That means we have 2 friendly matches. The reality of a March camp is that our players are in a crucial moment in club football season. They fight for titles. They fight a relegation battle. They are involved in knockout matches, in cup matches. So it is a crucial moment of the season, a very stressful moment of the season for them. But it is also our last camp. The last opportunity to impress, the last opportunity for players to compete for their ticket. So it is a bit of a mix of motives. It's a bit of a mix of headlines for this camp. And to get the best out of this camp, we decided to kind of split it in 2 camps, which means we invited 19 outfield players and 4 goalkeepers into the first part of the camp, meaning until the match against Uruguay, to give these players a real chance to impress, to give the players a real chance to compete for minutes and for minutes against Uruguay, impress against Uruguay, and then also compete, of course, for their ticket to the World Cup. From Saturday morning, Friday evening, Saturday morning, 11 players will join us in camp, and we will then release some players to have a group of 21, 22 outfield players plus goalkeepers to prepare professionally and with full focus for the Japan match.
Rob, do you want to get started?
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
You do keep us on our toes. We weren't expecting this.
Good.
Can you help us out by telling us who the 11 are that are going to join up late, who won't feature
it's
in
no
the first
secret.
match?
It's no secret. You will see anyway if you come to open training sessions.
Yeah.
And the players know. It's Dean Henderson, Dan Burn, Mark Gehi, Esri Konsa, Nico O'Reilly, Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, Morgan Rogers, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, and Bukayo Saka.
So should we?
All of these guys have played 3,500 and plus more minutes. Some of them have 4,000 minutes. More important than the pure number of minutes is that some of these guys have already played more minutes than the whole last season. And there is still a lot of football to play. All of these players have contributed in September, October, November, so they have a bit of credit with me. We think that to give them a break mentally and physically, we will benefit from it. They will come with hunger. Once they come, I think the headline changes a bit of camp, maybe from the competition for minutes, a competition for the ticket. It will still be on, but it's more about reconnecting the group and reconnecting also to our standards and to our level. That's the expectation. And that's why we gave these players a bit of a break and the chance to join us later.
I guess those are the 11 players that you know very well as well, because you've had them in camp a lot already.
Yeah, exactly.
2 players you haven't had in camp at all are the Manchester United duo of Harry Maguire and Kobbie Mainoo that you've called up for this time. First time, actually, in all of your tenure that you've had any Manchester United player in your squad, which speaks volumes, is a really strange stat in its own right. Why these 2? Why now? Have they just... was it a no-brainer? Could you not overlook them?
Good. It's good to make the point that it's nothing against Man United. It's just to acknowledge the achievement of Man United as a team. I think they have an outstanding run since Michael Carrick is in charge, and Harry and Kobbie are a big part of that. So it's, like I said, it's the last camp before the US. It's the last chance also for me to get to know new players, to learn about new players. Kobe is one of them. Harry is not a new player, of course, in an England shirt, but new to me in a camp. I want to see them around other players. I want to feel them on the pitch. I want to see what they're capable of and learn about them to make a clear decision then in May.
Hi Thomas, you mentioned that it's the last chance to impress and fight for the ticket on the plane to the World Cup. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's played just once under you, and with him not being in this larger squad, would it be fair to say that it's very unlikely for him to go to the World Cup?
No, it is. I know that it's a tough decision for Trent, as it is for, I guess, Ollie Watkins at the moment, and for Luke Shaw. These tough decisions come with a job. It is a sportive decision. It is a sportive decision that we stick with Jarell Kwanzaa, with Tino Livramento, and with Chad Spence, who all can play for us in camp on the right fullback position. It is a decision for Dom Solanke and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which I don't know as well as I know, for example, Ollie Watkins. I feel I have a very clear picture of what Ollie can give us. I saw him in tournaments. I saw him with us in qualifying football. So I want to have a look at two other players to get a better picture and have a clearer opinion. I know it's a tough one. I know it's a big name. I think is a huge talent and with a big career. But I feel that I know what Trent can give us, and decided still to stick to the players who were in camp with us.
What is it you feel those other right backs offer you that Trent doesn't?
A slightly different profile, I would say, but it is more the evidence that we have that we were good in September, October, November than it has anything to do what Trent cannot offer us. I know very well what Trent can offer us. I played many times against him and suffered when he played against us, against my teams with Liverpool. So I know very well about his strength and what he can give. But at the moment, it is like that we have evidence how good we were in September, October, November, and the players who are in camp that I mentioned for right fullback, they have to push for their ticket. They have to compete. They have to show again that they deserve their spot.
Thomas, hello. Can we look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Dom Solanke? What were their reactions when you spoke to them? They both struggled with injury to show their true form of late. Why have you brought them in? Their perseverance?
Yeah, I think they're a bit the same profile. Harry Kane is not in camp in the beginning, so I wanna see them both. I wanna know more about Dom Solanke, who was with us once, but then, as you said, long time injured. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has a good season with Leeds and is very decisive. Both are good penalty takers, by the way. So I want to see what they're capable of. I want to see if they can fill the gap, what they can bring, what they can offer with set pieces, of course with their strengths in their body and the height that they bring. So I want to learn about them, and let's see. I think like I said, the competition is on. They will compete now for minutes against Uruguay. They have a real chance to get minutes against Uruguay. They were of course excited about the call-up. They understand the situation, and I think that helps, like, to be clear what the situation is in which they come, and they have a real chance to get an England cap, to get minutes, and of course they're excited for it.
James Garner.
Yeah. Well, the same. James plays an outstanding season with Everton and is maybe a bit of an underrated player, I have the feeling. He plays several positions. I saw him many times live. I was always impressed with his work rate, always impressed with his physicality. I think it's a pleasure to play with him. He's a fantastic teammate. He does everything to help the others around him. He has huge capacity. He can run a lot. He has a high speed. He's very physical. He takes all set pieces for a lot of set pieces for Everton, which tells us that he has a clean foot, good strike, clean passing. Was a pleasure to invite him. I wanted to see him and see what he's capable of, if he can adapt quickly to the level and if he can adapt to the situation. It was an easy phone call because, of course, he was very happy about it.
That's David there. Thanks.
Hi, Thomas. With such a short time left from now till the World Cup and just a few training sessions in this camp, 2 games, what do those players that you've called up into the group who haven't been around it before, what do they have to do to give themselves a chance of being in the World Cup squad?
Adapt very quickly to the way we want to play. That was the reason why we split even the camp, to also not get confused, to have the chance to get the players who come on Tuesday until the Uruguay match. We will have four training sessions together. We will have a clear profile for them, what we want, on which position they will compete within our structure, and what we demand and what we expect from them within the position. And then just, I hope they feel the freedom and they feel the spirit of the group quickly. It was a pleasure in September, October, November to be part of this. So we want to reconnect to that spirit. I think it's very important that John Stones, Jordan Henderson, normally Eberechi Eze, players who have been in camp with us, who have contributed a lot, that they will just make it straight away clear to everyone what it means and how you act on the pitch and off the pitch with respect, and how you be a good teammate. This is what we want to create, and then hopefully the players find straight away the freedom and the liberty to show their potential. But we will be very clear with them in the 4 training sessions. And it is demanding, but I'm looking forward to it. It is possible, I think, to prepare a team in 4 training sessions for a match against Uruguay, and we will do it.
A player that a lot of England fans are very excited about is young Max DOWMAN. Did you consider looking at him this time?
Well, he put himself in the spotlight now with this amazing goal against Everton and the crucial goal. I think he is at the moment competing, and obviously a fantastic talent and an outstanding talent, and with this age there cannot be a doubt about it. Everyone who tells me about Max praises him and is full of compliments about him. The reality at the moment is also that he competes for minutes. He's not a regular starter for Arsenal. I think he's in a fantastic environment. I think he's in the best environment possible, in a competitive club, in a stable club, in a club where teamwork is number one rule. This is how they play. This is how they function. So he learns from the very best in the very best environment. And with these young guys, of course, we have we know all these players and we see them as you do as well. At the moment, I think he's in a good place to fight for his position, fight for his minutes at Arsenal, we always have the chance to call him maybe up for the World Cup. The thing with young players is to keep their momentum maybe going and keep their excitement and they have a level of fearlessness with them. So no need to call him up now and increase the pressure and increase all the noise that comes with it. But we have all options.
Thomas, hi. You talk a lot about connections on the field. Is there a logic to the way Lewis Hall's been playing and Anthony Gordon as well, to have a look at them at some point in tandem?
That Anthony comes later and does not play. Yeah, ideally, of course. There is. We broke our heads about it for days and weeks. There is no ideal scenario because I was convinced that Anthony can use a bit of a break, and Luis competes for minutes. This is not always the same question. Like, you give players then the chance. Would it then be not like maybe more fair to give one player or 2 players the chance and let them play with the guys who regularly play? But what happens to the others? So it's always the same question. And I'm happy that we have 4 training sessions together to find a mix on each side that is at least then fair to judge the players. I know that it will not be easy for them to maybe play in new constellations on the side and play in a new environment and play under the stress of competing for a World Cup ticket. But I mean, this is high-level football. It comes with a bit of pressure and it comes with a bit of resilience. So we all have to adapt to it and make the best of it.
England have taken a fourth goalkeeper unregistered to tournaments before, obviously Tom Heaton. But it's normally an experienced goalkeeper. Steele is obviously here. Is he now on the plane to America?
No one is on the plane to America. He's now with us on the March camp. As you said, England has a history of taking 4 goalkeepers to the tournament, which makes absolutely sense. And we identified Jason to be a very, very good candidate for this role, and we wanted to try it. And the trial is now in March camp.
Come over to Simon Peach here.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Just wanted to ask about Jude Bellingham. Obviously, he's not played for Real Madrid since the start of February. How are you planning to use him? Is he fit enough to be involved in terms of the game minutes?
So that was everyone had the same interest, which is not always the case. But in this case, we all had the same interest. I wanted Jude to be in camp. Jude wanted to be in camp, and Real Madrid is happy for him to come to camp because we can provide basically team training for him, which is a bit difficult because Real Madrid is just like on the international break. So we can provide that. So all boxes are ticked. I think it was very important to get the expectations right. It's maybe also very important to get your expectations right about Jude in this camp. We will continue his progress in integration into team training. We will be very careful and not take any risk with Jude regarding a risk of re-injury. It's a very rare injury for him to have a muscle injury, so he's not experienced in it. So we will be very, very careful with it and not take any risk. The best case scenario is that he gets some minutes against Japan. That is the framework. And then we will adapt from day to day.
Thomas, Fikayo Tomori, a player you've been tracking since you joined Chelsea. Many England fans always ask, why is he not involved?
Yeah.
Why have you brought him back?
Well, I had many phone calls with Fikayo over the last year, and it was always close, and I kept encouraging him to keep on going, and that he's close, and he's still on the long list, and it's tough decisions, and maybe 49% decisions against him because someone else got the 51% in his favor. Now we have, like said many times, the last chance to actually see him on the pitch. I'm very impressed with Fikayo's ability to defend, which is, of course, a key characteristic for a defender, and in these days, and can be very valuable in of course, also in knockout football. So he loves to defend. He's fast. He's aggressive, and he's strong in duels. Happy that he's in camp. He was excited to come, and it was a long wait for him. So good he's back.
You've said there that there are players that have played as many minutes now as they had at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Being a former club manager and now a country manager, does that give you an understanding of how balanced this is and how difficult this season is with the amount of games? And how did the players react to being told they wouldn't be in one camp? Because they're all competitive. When you say to them, have a rest, did they all say, thanks, Gav, or were they a bit like, I'm not sure? Yeah.
I think we have the level of trust that they know there's no hidden agenda, and I mean what I say, and I could see in the reaction they were quite happy about it. I think we will benefit from it now. Regarding the second match, I think they will come, and I expect them to come with hunger and excitement and into a short camp. What is a short camp for them? Because I demand that they come, like I said, and reconnect and push the standards to the level where it was. But I think, and that's why we do it, I'm convinced that we will benefit in June from this decision, because there is a lot of football for them to play in the club, in European level and in the leagues. And I think any little break they can have now will be a benefit later in June and July.
Jerry. Thomas, the one position that seems most open to debate at the moment is the number 10. You've got a lot of players you could play number 10.
Too many players, too much quality.
How do you approach that decision? How do you approach making that decision on who are your best players in that role?
Well, we have some evidence because I repeat myself, because September, October, November was strong, and we have evidence and we have proof that we were strong as a team, and from there we go. I think we need clarity around every position. I think it will be very unlikely that we bring 3, 4, 5 players for one position into camp or into the World Cup. I think this is just, in the end, will just confuse everyone. And of course, if you have the choice between world-class players on the number 10 position, at some point we will have to make tough calls. But now it's about camp. We will have in camp. On the position, it is in the first camp. It is in the first part of the camp. It's Cole Palmer and Phil Foden. In the second part of the camp, it will be then Jude, Morgan, and Eberechi is always in the mix for any position on the number 10 and on the wing. So yeah, competition is on, but we will also share it in bites, that we have like two players for one game competing, and then it's on the players and to show the quality, and then it's on me to take a decision.
Okay, we'll end it there. Thanks for your time, guys.
Done? Yep. Finished? Wow. Good.